People living in urban areas are increasingly exposed to dangers resulting from climate change. In China, environmental pressures mainly manifest through water stress, exacerbated by climate change. Beijing is one of the most affected cities. To inform its water eco-restoration strategy, Beijing turned to the Global Center on Adaptation. In October 2021, GCA hosted the second of 3 virtual roundtables to provide water management experts from Beijing with advice in the area of water ecological restoration. Water management experts Arnold Molenaar, Johan Verlinde, and Chris Zevenbergen shared ideas with their peers from Beijing. Moderators were Joep Verhagen and Chen Aiping. One of the topics discussed was what should be the main objectives of international water resources
我
management.
们是基于什么样的一个目的？是减少灾害，还是保证我们的城市能够正常运行？还是从经济的某一个角度来思考这个我们的规划的这个初衷？这个可能是一个非常关键的问题。
In any city, eco-restoration is a complex business with many stakeholders involved, so a shared vision is important.
Especially when there are several authorities on the table with different interests, and maybe there are also conflicts of interest. It's extremely important what kind of vision for the district or the city you want to develop together. And so if you all agree you want to develop a more livable, green, inclusive city, that's I think already an important starting point.
City resilience is a comprehensive issue that should not focus on one single aspect.
Climate adaptation is not only about water, it's also about green, it's about civil structures, it's about roads, and you should really work together. And that takes a long time to come up with a good process for this.
Rotterdam is taking a holistic approach to water eco-restoration.
When you zoom into a specific location, then there might be a conflict. But when you zoom out and include the areas around this special location, then you can maybe shift on a different spot. And then you are able to not only combine and develop multifunctional solutions on the same spot, but also look at solutions on a broader perspective.
When it comes to researching and defining eco-restoration measures, design-based approaches can be very useful.
Design and design-based approaches could provide some support in addressing the complexities you have. And that is a different approach than starting with the engineers and the experts diving into their models and try to address a sort of single issue in that complexity. But design means that you address it in a sort of holistic way.
A second topic was communication across sectors and methods of coordination.
人的这个生态，还有这个健康，还有这个居住环境这些，而是别的一些关注点。
Experts pointed out that at the beginning of the design process, officials of various government sectors should sit together and seek consensus. Arnold Molenaar.
It really is helpful to design our long-term vision and the strategies together from day one with the crucial stakeholders.
In Rotterdam, building owners and residents are handed tools to implement climate adaptation measures.
And it's also helped to have a toolbox. So we are defining now tools that everyone can implement in their project. And it tells you the way it prevents a certain problem, but also what it does on a socio-economic perspective, how it makes the city more attractive. And that really helps also in creating political support. And we see that in Rotterdam, there's a strong political support for climate adaptation. That also helps.
The third topic was the shared responsibility of various government sectors involved with climate adaptation.
在鹿特丹有没有这样的部门之间利益或者是用地权属之间的这种权衡的一个问题，或者是怎么去破解这些部门之间统筹或者是综合利用的这些问题。
The Netherlands has a strong national delta plan that is reviewed every 6 years. The provinces are responsible for groundwater. At a city level, the responsibility for water management is shared equally between municipalities and water authorities. Furthermore, Rotterdam has a climate adaptation program called Weatherwise.
It's actually one of the main goals for our current climate adaptation program, to mainstream it in everything we do. We set the goal to be climate proof in 2030, and we define climate proof as that everyone who does something with an impact on the city does it with climate adaptation in mind.
Weatherwise works on climate resilience on 4 tracks: public space, new developments, existing built environment, and citizens. Weatherwise helps ensure that all parties are on the same page. Public grey space is transformed into green space wherever possible. Real estate developers have to build climate proof. The owners of the existing built environment are encouraged to make their property more climate resilient through subsidies and awareness campaigns. Citizens are encouraged to join in too.
We motivate them into taking action. So we have a subsidy program. If you do something to your roof, to your garden, to store water, to add more green, you get some subsidy. But you also motivate people to take some of the tiles next to their houses out and build a small garden around there.
A 4th topic was disaster resilience through information and experience sharing between cities.
You can say we can expect that in the domain of early warning, we will make some progress, and we will expand our warning time, and that will allow us to better prepare ourselves.
But preparing for extreme events is also a question of good governance.
I think what small cities can do is become part of a peer learning network, that they learn from their partner cities, that they exchange information, so then they can anticipate and be better prepared.
The Global Centre on Adaptation once again proved to be an effective solutions broker for urban water restoration in Beijing and elsewhere.
Be very rewarding morning.
Bye. Have
Thank
a
you
nice
so much.
day.
Bye bye.
Have a nice evening.